Hi everyone, I'm here to talk to you about the ArcGIS Enterprise Tips for Advanced Administration. Can I just see a show of hands for those who are an existing ArcGIS Enterprise Administrator? Okay. How many of you maybe just works on the ArcGIS server and just recently moved to ArcGIS Enterprise? Okay, thank you. So I hope that I can deliver a presentation that touches on some of the most important aspects of your role as an administrator and get some tips on those helpful workflows. To start, I'm going to go over a brief overview of ArcGIS Enterprise and with the ArcGIS Enterprise sites. I'll also show you a demonstration on how to set up enterprise sites. Following that, I'm going to talk about advanced enterprise workflows centering mainly on monitoring, and we're going to end with some key takeaways. So you'll likely be familiar with this diagram. So this depicts the ArcGIS Enterprise base deployment. Here we can see a full power of ArcGIS Enterprise unlocked. So there are 4 software components working together as one product, which is the ArcGIS Enterprise. These are all vital and they all have their own administrative endpoints that you as an administrator should be aware of. So we start off with some of the key administrator endpoints. First is the ArcGIS Enterprise Portal. You can do a wide range of administrative workflows here, like updating your homepage, creating custom application templates, making custom base maps and configuring them, configuring your utility services as well, federating your servers, and so much more. Following that is the ArcGIS Server Manager. So if you have any experience with a standalone server, then you're probably very familiar with this. This animation just quickly shows you an overview of ArcGIS Server Manager. This is an interface where where many of the commonly used workflows are done, like registering your data stores, adding extensibilities through SOIs or SOEs, editing your server directories, or maybe working with server logs. Next is the ArcGIS REST API directories, the server and the portal. What these both do is to give administrators a virtualized interface for our REST API. And it gives you an assistance in developing a programmatic solution to administration. So we definitely consider this as more of an advanced aspects for administration in ArcGIS Enterprise. And it's worth knowing about because the ArcGIS REST API is the underlying process where all of Esri's enterprise administration is founded on. The REST API also works in any scripting language that can make HTTPS requests, some parser response, so you can hook into the REST API with using your JavaScript, Python, and the list goes on. Next is the command line utilities. These are found in the installed directories for portal, server, and the data store. And they are powerful tools that allows for administration from batch file or command line. So with the administrative endpoints behind us, let's dive into a few workflows that you will be responsible for as an administrator. And one of it is customizing the look and feel of your site. I'm going to introduce to you the ArcGIS Enterprise Sites. So this actually has been added since version 10.6.1. And it has the capability to allow you to create customized websites and web pages to feature content from your portal to non-GIS users. By simply signing in with your organization account, staff can actually navigate your custom web page to access your datasets, charts and graphs, web maps, or dashboards to leverage also your authoritative data. So ArcGIS Enterprise Sites comes with your portal pre-installed, and you as an administrator has to initialize it, make sites, and make pages as well. So for those of you who are not familiar yet, ArcGIS Enterprise has an online cousin called ArcGIS Hub, which can also make sites and pages. So what's the difference between ArcGIS Enterprise Sites and ArcGIS Hub? So if you are working in a disconnected environment or there's a need for you to control your infrastructure, then you will need to use ArcGIS Enterprise Sites. While if you can use an ArcGIS online and you want to make use of the additional web optimizations and a platform that can contain 3 subsystems that Enterprise Sites does not, it has like an expanded download system, enhanced search experience, then you might want to use ArcGIS Hub. So these are your departments that works in silos. So you want to share your data that empowers your non-GIS colleagues, some commercial developers, journalists, and expert citizens. So you want, how do you reach the rest of the organizations? So that's when ArcGIS Enterprise Sites comes in. You launch the sites that engage with groups of non-GIS users across your organization. Sites are purpose-built for each application with different requirements. You can use the portal Home app as your jumping off site. So this is a sample of how you will usually use your portal Home app as your home site. Another one is using it as a root site. So you have the root, and then you will create all the pages behind it. So let's say you have one for public safety, one for education, one for environment. Just don't forget that every site has a level underneath, which are the web pages. So for the demo, say I am a clean tech company and I want to share all the data and mainly focusing on the operations. Here I am logged in with my ArcGIS portal, and I just need to go to the app launcher, click on the sites, and it will direct me to the site manager. So from the site manager, there is the button that has a create new sites that will lead me to add in more information. So I'll change in the basic information like the site name, and then the site URL as well. Set the extent, say Singapore area. Select the base map option. So for now, I'm going to use the default base map. Click on the next button, and it will direct me to select the groups that are accessible with my site. Next is the pages. So what you're actually seeing here is a template available once you enable your sites. So I'm going to change here the background image for my clean tech company, as well as changing the headline of this enterprise site. I just need to remove the sub-headline. And you also have an option to remove those the available templates, those rows that are available. So from then, I actually want to highlight on my operations dashboard. So I can just use an iframe. I just drag for the layout and then key in the dashboard URL. So I have a pre-prepared dashboard. So I just need to key in the URL and click on apply. And it will automatically show as part of my enterprise site. Another option is allowing your users to be able to find your data. So this is also part of the template. You have an option to remove some of the cards that are available there. So these are the cards that I don't need. I can just easily remove it. I also have an option to drag and then change the layout for these cards under the data exploration. Next is the list of all the applications available. So for this one, it's also a predefined template. I want to modify the story map. So I have created a existing story map and I want to add it in my enterprise sites. So I just need to edit and then add in or paste in the URL of my story map. I will also enable this open in new window for my users so that when they click, it will open up a new window. And as you can see, these are just as part of the default template available. So I don't need the data narratives, I'll just remove it, as well as the APIs and the events. You also have an option to customize the footer part. So this is my enterprise sites. I'll just click save. And when I click on the preview, this is how my enterprise site will look like. So all my users will be able to see, and especially for those that are under my clean tech operations, be able to see this dashboard, be able to find different set of data available and other information available. And clicking on the story map will open it in a new window. So next is I'm going to talk about the importance of monitoring your organization. As an administrator, you're actually expected to have a full understanding of how your organization is operating, and I want to show you some methods on how to do this. There are quite a number of monitoring that we have identified. Mainly first is the logging. So logging is important for any product or application and have a wealth of information in the enterprise logs that can help you monitor and mainly troubleshoot any issues. And it is important to know where you access them. So Portal has an administrator directory where you can query and get useful information. So for example, if your enterprise is using collaboration, you'll be able to find any issues in the Portal logs. Next is the ArcGIS server logging that are mainly exposed over ArcGIS Server Manager. This Server Manager UI is ideal place to search for things. There are, if you mainly know, there are different log levels available from severe to debug. So the debug log level is something that we recommend for troubleshooting mainly. Not something that we will recommend in a production environment for a long time because it's going to affect the performance of your server and as well as it will quickly save up a lot of your disk space. Up next is the server usage statistics. This is a useful tool with ArcGIS Server with monitoring your usage, and this also includes your hosted services and your other published services. It can be found in the ArcGIS Server Manager in the Logs tab, and I have a small animation here that can demonstrate it. What it's really showing you is that it has the ability to see metrics about not just your individual services, but also the folders, groups, and services um, and also your entire site. The metrics that you can see here are the total number of requests, the maximum response times, the number of timeouts, or the counts of running instances for your services, and you can query by different time spans that are selectable. So the output of this can be exported to CSV. So next up is the activity dashboard. So this one is available in ArcGIS Enterprise Portal, and this gives you metrics of your how your content, members, and groups are being created and consumed, and it can be easily accessible in the organization page, and as administrators, it is worth looking at. Lastly, we have this ArcGIS Monitor. So ArcGIS Monitor is a tool that's tailored to monitor the health of your ArcGIS implementations throughout their life cycle. It provides awareness of your system usage and your performance. So more information will actually be shared by the next speakers, Benny and Patrick, so stay tuned. So let's move on to the key takeaways. First is there are different methods on monitoring ArcGIS Enterprise, and that as you as an administrator, you should provide awareness of in terms of your system usage and performance. Second, you do not unfederate ArcGIS server from your enterprise portal. Why is that? Because once you unfederate, the item ID may no longer be reverted back to its main endpoints. So you might have issues linking it back. Third is have more than one administrator in your organization, and as well as take advantage of your enterprise capabilities. When I say enterprise capabilities, those are your Python API, REST API, distributed collaboration, custom roles, etc. Lastly, ArcGIS Enterprise Sites provides a tailored experience to meet differing needs and expectations from different user groups. I've showed you earlier how to set up an enterprise sites without even coding a single line of code. So here's my solution mix. Follow-up are some helpful links that contains documentations on how you can administer your ArcGIS Enterprise and set up sites in Enterprise Portal. We also have different relevant training courses for administrators. So for successful installation, configuration, and managing of ArcGIS for server and enabling GIS content shared across the enterprise or on the web, I recommend that you attend the ArcGIS for server, site configuration, and administration, which is a 3-day course. This will also share some techniques and best practices to ensure system performance and security are emphasized. And for deploying Portal for ArcGIS, it introduces the architectural and security models that support WebGIS workflows. Thank you, and that ends my presentation.